I'd feel disposable as a creator. No have no need to beat around the bush with this stuff. I did another take of this and I rambled around for 2 minutes, but no, I should just state clearly and concisely how I feel. Uh, I feel disposable. I feel like I am easily replaceable. I mean, everyone's replaceable because the human race must go on. There's like 7 billion people, but 7 billion people and counting. But I feel especially replaceable. I mean, what have I done? I've made memes. My most popular video, which is gotten like 200,000 views at this point. My most popular video is a Persona 4 meme, and it's fine. I'm glad because I mean someone's at least appreciating what I make. But now I'm just like shit. What does it matter? None of it really matters. Like I this YouTube thing has been, I've been feeling more and more cynical about online content creation because when I was young, like I've been watching YouTube for a while, a long, long time. I went from fucking Chugga Conroy to Emperor Lemon to like God knows like, all these like I've had so many like they call them like hyper fixations on like it's like weird like niche subjects that I like watch a ton of videos on, and I'm like, dang, that shit's cool. So I'm just like, I always want to make stuff like that. I always make like scripted stuff, stuff that like means something. I guess it's not to say that memes don't mean something, but like there's like purely entertainment, laugh, funny stuff. And I feel feeling dissatisfied because I don't feel like I'm making the stuff that I really want to, the stuff that'll make me feel satisfied. I've been trying to. I've tried to I literally like went to a library one time and I went down and sat down the road to write a script on Street Fighter Third Strike because I love that game immensely. I love like fighting games a ton, and I sat down, I tried, I could not do it. I don't know why. Maybe it's a different maybe I was in like a different kind of mind state and focus. I didn't have like a topic. Maybe I didn't wasn't like it's just like a few things, but I feel like maybe that's my there's an issue there. Like I want to have this drive, I have this like need to make something like that, and it's not working for me. I don't know why. It's disappointing because that's all I want to do with this YouTube thing. Because like at the end of the day, like no matter how many good ass memes you make, like I like Conkface, right? That's a really good meme editor, right? Or like YouTube poop guy, like what's shit. The guy who made Fesh Prince or Fesh Prince, that's like a classic YouTube poop. Like that's some good shit right there, right? And it's not only purely entertainment, right? But I don't know. I feel like I want to make something original. But I don't know how. I do know how. Like I've been studying on like editing and like content creation all these years. I could probably figure out something, right? Like one of my favorite movies of all time is It's Such a Beautiful Day, which is a movie that I like. Oh, it's beautiful. One of the greatest movies ever created. Please watch it. It's on Criterion right now if you live in America. But that's basically stick figures, and a lot of the more creative scenes are just like editing tricks and like stock footage or like footage that they recorded outside of their house or whatever. The two people that worked on the film, and it's just like a unique piece of art that means something to me, right? And I want to make something that means something to somebody. Like I don't want to just be like one of the people that sinks into the wind. I want to make something that matters to me, at least in the way I think something matters. Like you can make something that's like base level entertainment and that matters to somebody else. Like there's like a fucking 1,000 channels that are like just Fortnite compilations, just Fortnite funniest moments videos, right? And they have 1 million views and they've targeted their audience and there's like they've captured their niche, right? But and the people will eventually remember them, and and they're like and people forget about them, and it's like that's their niche. They did their thing and they had their time to go. But I feel like life is it's too long and too short to like just stick to your niche and just like get comfortable there, I guess. There's always like a drive to improve on something, to create something new. There's like a purpose to all of it, because I think of life and art. I feel like pretentious saying that, but that's how genuinely I think. Like like the thing that matters to me most in life is art and like what you make with it and like what you do, like music, like photography, dance, video games, film. I especially love film. I've been having like a growing like appreciation for film and everything that goes into it because it connects to everything, right? um like, and books too, like everything that people create has like a certain like artistic value to it, whatever it is. But you know, it's original. It's all original. Even if the stuff that's not original, you can find something original in it, I guess. Like, you know, essays or whatever, like think pieces and shit. Like, interviews. Like, there's something that could be beautiful in an interview, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like you talk to somebody, you really just get their worldview, and you just get like, what are they thinking about life? How do they figure about this stuff, you know? What do they think, you know? I don't know. That's what I think. I just feel like I'm not doing anything like that I like. I mean, okay, I'm doing stuff that I like because the main thing, the way I like memes because doing memes because they're short to produce and they feel good, and you know, they like, okay, you did something quickly and then you got a really good, like, it looks pretty good, like, you know, the SpongeBob one I made, like with the Smash Brothers one, like that, it took like a couple hours and it came out looking really good. It's only like maybe 20 seconds long, but I like doing that because it gave me something that's like, okay, I like the product there. It's like a really quick beginning to end process. But obviously, like, making something original takes way longer than like a couple hours, right? Maybe, or it could be a couple hours, but you know, like, I don't know. And especially my thing where I just don't like, I'm not one to show my face, right? So I'm like, in this part, you can't really do live action video, and I'm not really good at animating, right? So it's really needs to be kind of thing on options, yeah. And that's really the gist of it, you know. I have to find a certain way to create something that's like either really like crappy looking or figure out, like, practice a new medium, which is fine because that's like what it's all about, you know, improvement and stuff. But it's like, I don't know, I'm just not into drawing. It's not my kind of thing. It gives me like, it makes me feel bad. Or what is it called? It gives me like low self confidence. Like, I'm not Da Vinci. I'm not Picasso. I'm not even Basquiat. You know, I'm nothing when it comes to art. And I know, like, you can't view art linearly like that. You know, it's like you have your own skills and like your own likes and dislikes about it. But I'm just like straight up just not good at like the fundamentals. And not because, you know, if you want to tell a story, you have to at least have a good measure of conveyance in terms of your, you know, characters' limbs and crap, you know. But yeah, essentially, I want to make something original. I want to make things that are like different, you know. And you know, all of the things I'm doing now, they're not like bad or anything, and I do quite enjoy them. I do quite enjoy the response I'm getting to some of it, which is nice. But I want to be not only like a content creator that just shoves content into the mouths of the gaping void of YouTube, but I want to be a personality, a like person in terms of it. And it's really hard to be a person on YouTube because everything points you to just being a content machine and just like not mattering and going and blown into the wind, and be like, oh, I watched that video last week about that thing that I watched. What was it? Who made it? I don't know. I don't really care. It was pretty cool though, you know? Like, can you tell me who made the SpongeBob skin theory video? You know? Like, I watched that video with my friends, right? And I try to think about who made that video. I'm like, I don't remember. It was a normal ass guy's name, right? But he put like months of effort into making that 2-hour video on the skin theory. And just like, damn, if you can put that much effort into a thing and have it just like be like, I don't remember who it made it. Isn't that like crazy? But I mean, that is just how life goes. You know, the human mind isn't perfect, and we're all going to be blown into the wind eventually. You know, nothing lasts forever, right? But I don't like thinking like that. You know, I want to like think like, man, I want something I do to matter. You know, like even if it's on YouTube, like 2021 YouTube, way past the point where people where like the creators have mattered, way past the point where, you know, you couldn't like, it's like completely cynical at this point. Like, there's nothing, like, literally, like, there's not even like the trending page anymore on YouTube mobile. Like, Obviously, the trending page was like piece of crap, but there's not even that anymore. It's just shorts now. It's just TikTok knockoff, and that's gonna be replaced eventually too. They're gonna move the subscribe button or whatever. They're gonna get another bell thing. They're gonna mess something up. It always happens. YouTube changes everything I said could probably be gone by next year. Who knows? But it's just the way life goes. Things change. But I want to make things. I don't know why I want to. It makes no benefit to me. Um, I'm not gonna make any money off of it. I don't want to make any money off of it. I want to touch the people that matter. I don't know, like make people like feel things, I guess, because sometimes I feel things, and I'm like, dang, these emotions are crazy, man. Like, what if other people feel things? I feel very passionate about like the weirdest things too. Like, dude, like you look at like a like I look at it like it's like the one movie like American Beauty, right? Like that one trash bag scene where he just like sees a trash bag blowing in the wind. It's like, dang, that's beautiful. I'm like, shit, that kind of is. Other people are like, no, it's just a trash bag. I'm like, well, give it a second. It might surprise you. Like, I don't know, cause it's life is like too like it's just you can't view it like in a way that's like completely just like dark and cynical all the time. Like sometimes I sometimes you gotta be genuine. You gotta let your guard down for real. Like people on this goddamn internet feels this need to always have this like cynical view of everything and bounce back at everything and like bite someone's head off at the like slightest flick, and that's like how not how you should live. You should just like live with like genuine joy sometimes, at least sometimes. Like you can have your like memes and jokes and like be like dark mind, what's it called, like be like like an asshole about shit, right? You get shit post and all that. But sometimes you just gotta feel like, just let your feelings go. Let yourself be, you know, and because I mean, like, I. I like all these people that I'm hanging around with. I like everybody, Anybody like treats me with respect, I treat them back, But it's like sometimes I'm just like see people being so like guarded and make jokes about like everything and not ever telling me how they genuinely feel about stuff, and I just like, dude, how could I engage with you like as like a friend if I don't know how you actually feel about shit, if I don't know how you actually want, you feel about stuff. But yeah, I'm just like, I don't know. One of my things I wanted to come here with was like, I don't want to make videos for like 14-year-olds or whatever, but it's like it doesn't really matter your age as long as you're like kind of on the same wavelength, right? Like when I was like in my upbringing years, I was early in the Tyler creator, right? And I'm still in like every fucking day. But one of the main things about it is like, yeah, that's how I feel about a lot of things, Tyler, like for a lot of like for a whole generation of people, like that's on the same wavelength, he's like he kind of understands what kind of like that same vibe, like not on everything, I've never, I'm not a skater. I've never like I've anytime I've tried to skate, I've busted my ass, right? But sometimes you view the same things, like that song Parade, like yeah, you have that same view of like adulthood or whatever, and uh I don't want to be like an idol or anything, but I just want to have something that's like someone could relate to or someone could feel something about it. Say someone should say, "Damn, that is that says something," That's like real shit, And with memes, it's like a quick like gag. It's like a Looney Tunes episode, right? And you can enjoy Looney Tunes for what it is. Um, but it's not. I don't know. It's the kind of way a person I am. Like I'm not sure. Like I can do that for all the time. Like I want to have like you can have comedy, you can have comedic stuff too. Like you can't be like, oh, it's like all serious shit all the time. But like there's you can be multifaceted. I feel like that's what there's not enough of online. Like people are viewed as being this one thing and being this one linear like piece of shit. Like it's like, oh, they're happy on camera all the time, so that means they're happy all the time. And seeing them sad, like, oh man, so why they like that? It can't be like that. They're not matching what I think of them. Like, it's like a so common online. Like, if you see someone what's it called? I had this one conversation. I don't even remember who it was with, but we were talking about like what's her name, Belle Delphine, right? And I'm like, I don't even know if I talked about this before, but I'm like, Belle Delphine's probably like a person with like she probably has, she has a grandmother, right? She has a mom or someone, right? Like he's like, there are people inside. They like, some people don't have depth to them, but they're still people. They still have like multiple sides to them, right? And even someone like her, like you could see like, oh, that's probably mostly at face value, right? Like it's probably not. Like this online shit makes you think that everyone's at face value when you're online. I'm not a chronic shit poster in real life, even though sometimes I like to like talk like I'm at it, you know? Chronic shit poster. Like, no, it's not. You can't. It's like we're online so much that we forget that like that's not how people actually act. You know what I mean? That's not how people actually are. They're not all one thing all the time. You can't be one thing all the time because life isn't like one thing all the time. And I don't want to like, I don't know. I don't want to be like this guy, like burst the fucking bubble, right? I'm like, you know, like, oh man, YouTube's so fake. Because it's like, you want to get away from life sometimes. But also, like, I think that some, like, art should reflect life in a way. And I'm not saying, like, I'm thinking that YouTube's not supposed to be art, right? But I want to be part of, like, there has to be someone who's trying at least, you know? Everyone who's tried, like, became like at least there's a few people who are trying, and I'm trying to find the rest of the people trying. God knows I've subscribed to so many channels, but like the people who like try either quit, move on to other things, or like become cynical themselves and make like, because they have to like put their jobs and they depend on it. They're like, okay, yeah. So if I can't like, you know, even if you like make that concession of like, okay, I make the stuff I want, but also it's like the stuff that's popular. Like even if you do, it's not like fully your vision. You're kind of co-signing to it, and it's fine because that's what you're supposed. It's kind of like what you're like made to do in like a lot of life situations, right? Compromise. That's the name of the game. If you can't have all of it, you can have some of it. I'm like, yeah, that's, you know, it's rational. It's a very rational decision. But I kind of wish there's like one like. There's a lot of people. There are a few people doing that, but like there's one like I loved when Captain Christian was literally just making like video, like the first video essays, right, with like the really good like editing and the really good After Effects stuff. But at least in my view, it wasn't like compromising anything in terms of like the topics, you know. A lot of the topics were on the more popular side, but I think this is like stuff that the dude genuinely liked, you know. But like I don't mean to talk down to anybody because I don't really, yeah, I don't know. I'm just satisfied with this YouTube thing now. YouTube's nothing, and I've been trying streaming. I'm trying streaming for like a year now, over a year, and I like it. I like it. Sometimes I've had some really good moments on there. Sometimes I feel like I'm not entertaining, and sometimes I feel like I'm really entertaining. It's just like a thing, right? But mostly I just feel like, you know, I'm playing a game with extra steps, and I can hold on a conversation by myself. Yeah. I do kind of hope this this channel blows up, so I just have like you know, at least like 10 viewers on stream, but you know, so it kind of makes up for my like absurd Steam library that I keep buying games for, and I just like keep saying, oh man, I can buy these games, I'm gonna play them on stream. Like, dude, you're not gonna finish Yick. God, please don't finish Yick. If all the games you have, and you're gonna finish Yick of all of them, good lord. But yeah. I like streaming. But there's like a dissatisfaction there too, you know? Like, I don't like to talk about like when I was a VTuber that much because I genuinely just like, I think I got like messed up like emotionally from that, you know? It's not like everything was bad about it because I made some friends from there and I did like my time there somewhat, but I think it just like made me feel like I was fake, you know? It made me feel like I was just like someone. It made me feel like an idol, like I was someone else's doll or something that was supposed to act this way, supposed to do this, and my model sucked. My model was terrible. I hated that thing when I look back at it because I changed it up and I was like, man, those eyes were terrible. And I'm open with that now because I'm like, well, if I don't bring it up, someone else is gonna be like, I'm like, okay, I don't give a shit, you know. I might as well get over it now, you know. It's just like sometimes you just gotta get over shit, you know. As long as you change something, make it better, they kind of like can make that path to get over something that you like struggle with. I'm like, damn, that shit looks awful. So I'm like, yeah, it's not for me. I felt like, I have this need to at least be like a little unique. I don't know. I don't want to follow in everyone's footsteps. I have a lot of like qualms with the whole structure of the VTuber thing in general because it really follows this kind of like self-destructive path of the Japanese idol in a way, and I don't think a lot of people are thinking about that anymore because after like it went to after a point was like, oh man, they look so cute, and I was like, I mean, like people they're enjoying themselves, and I appreciate that there's like a place, there's like a there is a new kind of medium in which streamers can do and they can express themselves and like be creative with their like persona online. It's like VR chat or whatever. It's like profile pictures but like upwards. I want like it's so interesting. I want to like write a fucking book about it. But I feel like we've fallen into these traps because of like because Hololive, that's the main thing right now. It's making so much goddamn money, and Lord knows I love like Hololive. I love YouTubers. Like I've spent like my whole last year. That's like 2020. Like it really like didn't save my life or anything, right? But it kept me entertained for a while. It kept me really entertained. Sometimes made me really happy, and it still does occasionally when I get to watch a stream. But for now, it's just like a thing I view in the past. I'm like, man, I don't know. I just have my issues with it more, like because I feel like it's like sometimes it's just like uh it's a lot of things. It's not, but yeah, I feel like it kind of just exemplifies like how it feels copy paste to me. Like I feel like a ton of like I have Twitter. I hate Twitter. I hate Twitter so much, but sometimes I like Twitter. But I hate Twitter. You know what I mean? But oh, excuse me, I'm about to sneeze. I can't pause it, so I'm sorry. I sneezed in your ear. I apologize. I'm just like, yeah, I might as well just talk how I feel, cause like, what is the difference, Um, like, if I talk about how I feel, it's gonna be built up inside of me for a while, and like this online shit doesn't matter anymore. Like that's my whole thing about it. Like, first things first. I hate Twitter. I hate Twitter so much. That would be I've talked about this on the stream. I talked about this to my friends. I've talked about it to everybody. I talked about it on this channel. I hate Twitter so much, but I still use it. I should delete it. But I'm like, what if I need to DM somebody? Like, I will never need to DM somebody, but I keep it open just for that case because I want to have an opportunity. I want to at least have the opportunity to. So yeah, firstly, I like VTubers, right? I feel like even though you have this new avenue, it's like it has to go like everything online, a little bit oversaturated, as in it's really oversaturated, but it's fine. Oversaturation is not an issue online because you just kind of like weed out who you want to watch to. You have all your options. It's fine. Um, uh, I don't like everyone dancing the same dance. I feel like there's not enough people like with their own personality showing out. We fall into these categories. We fall into these spaces. We fall into these things, and everyone people start pretending to be two people who they're not. And I feel like the one thing you have in this life is your personality. And why should you be like ashamed? Not ashamed of it, but why should you like hide that to appeal to a certain like demographic or category? Because if people don't know you, how will they like you in the end? And if you appeal to a certain whole or demographic, that means you're replaceable. And that's what I do not want to be. Like, if you want to do that, that's fine. But I feel like that's just not for me. I can't handle that because I'm like, I've been graced with, I'm not the most unique person out there, but I've been graced with at least a little bit of way like that's different of thinking, of talking, of like I am who I am, And it's like, if I can't have that, and also like, because I don't want to be like, I don't want to be popular for doing something that I don't care about. I don't want to be popular for being someone else. I want to be popular for being myself, having my own ideas, having my own personality, having my own thing, and maybe like making the concession with like, making something with someone else, But other than that, like, like Kubrick is like, the main thing, like, right? Everyone wants to be a Kubrick. Every film student's like, oh man, I sure want to be Kubrick. But I'm like, he had it kind of made out, you know. Even if he was like an asshole to what's her name, the actor Shelley Duvall, or was it? I think that was her name in the movie, or was it? No, I think Shelley was her actual name. Yeah, in The Shining, he was like, if you don't know about that, in The Shining, Kubrick was notoriously rude and mean to Shelley Duvall to get her to do like her role better because she acted more like scared and like mousy and stuff on stage, and like that. But even if like he did shit like that, right? I still think like having like the unfiltered, unfettered creativity that he had made something like that was the ability to make something special, you know? That was the ability to make something that like really matters to people. Like I have my DVD of like 2001: A Space Odyssey up here. Like I know, like I'm the typical like film student asshole, right? I don't feel bad about it because I'm just like I feel like that, you know. I love film. I love art. I want to watch every like it's like the book idea where you can't read every book no matter how much because life is too short to read every book, but you just want to enjoy what you can, you know, absorb whatever. Like I want to be like, that. I just want to absorb everything I can because that's like what matters to me, you know. But what was I talking about? I was saying that unfiltered creativity. You want to be yourself, and I think that we think that the whole VTuber thing has fallen into the same traps as kind of like anime, seasonal anime, where they all fall into the same isekai, slice of life, shonen kind of mold, where like the occasional like show that's different gets only a cult appeal and niche, which is fine. You know, it's not gonna be like made for like wide audiences, but it's like sometimes you like wish that the obscure show could have a win. You know what I mean? Like a formula. It feels formulaic now. That's my whole point. Anything that feels formulaic and there's like no like there's obviously people breaking the mold, but I see so few people breaking the mold that it's like kind of frustrating. You know, just be yourself. That's my main thing about like everything. I gotta talk for like hours because I have a lot of shit I want to talk about. You know, like if you're listening to that, I appreciate you because that means you like care about like at least who makes the content. Maybe even care about me as a person. So I really appreciate that. Like I know like there's this online like barrier or whatever. And I know you're also not really supposed to like in a way you're not really supposed to care about the person because it's like okay, they make my shit, they make me like so what, who gives a shit, like. But I think my main thing is like because I think about death a lot, like I think about death a lot. It's just like a thing that I just like it's on my mind. Like I'm not like okay, I get depressed sometimes. I'm like super like oh man like what I mean, but. Sometimes I think about it. I'm like, if I died like today, would there be someone who like wonders where I am and someone who cares? And I want that. I want it to be true because that's the one thing that it really matters to me. Like, I don't want to, because you have this like humans have this like weird need to be cared about, to be, to be remembered, And if I'm not remembered, like, what's the point of it all, Like, even for a little bit, Because you think about it and you do all this stuff, and what is it for? Like, nothing. I want it to be for something, I can't keep going on like this without any kind of, like, recourse, I gotta be frank with myself and say, a lot of stuff I make doesn't really matter in the first place. But I want it to. I want to at least see something that has an appeal to, like I don't care if it's, like, a niche crowd. I want to be, like, that's the main thing I've always wanted to do. I want to have, like, a cult following or, like, a niche of people who, like are, like, that's me. I get it. Like, I'm, like, I don't care. Like, if it could be, like a million people who don't get my shit, like that's horrible. And then it's like literally like 100 people who get it perfectly and who are like, yes, I get it. Please make more of that. Like that's like that would be like so like that's what again the Tyler the Creator thing. Like sure like DJ Khaled or whatever. Like it's the kind of debate. Like DJ Khaled has like a lot of like mainstream fans for like whatever like music he puts together or whatever, like he produces or whatever he does. Kind of like makes the collabs happen. But does anyone care about DJ Khaled as a person? Besides like the inspirational stuff he spouts, I don't think so. I think that like even if like I don't know Tyler the Creator as a person, like I've never met him, I've never seen him in person. Like you kind of get the feeling that somebody like that. It's like, oh yeah, he thinks a certain way, like, oh, that makes sense. I kind of vibe with that. Or he makes music like, okay, I know where he's coming from. Or like I like that same kind of music. I know like what he's doing. Like it's kind of the same thing. I don't know. I use him as a lot because I very influential to like a lot of people. And God, I'm gonna be talking for hours. I don't care. I don't care anymore. Like who gives a shit? Like who gives a shit? Like if you don't give a shit about like if you're not watching this, then why would I care? And if you are watching this, then that means you do care, and you'd watch it however long it takes in the background and the foreground. You watch it with however long it takes. Yeah, that's my thing. So I could talk for like an hour, and if you're gonna watch it, and you're probably gonna watch it fully, or maybe like not. I don't care. How am I gonna give a shit about like what everyone online thinks? Because I don't care. I need my own shit. Like I can't care about what everyone thinks. Oh man, like I've never had someone complain about the stuff I don't make because I've never have a giant audience, right? But I'm like, someone saying, man, you fell off. Like if someone ever says, I'm like, shit, I don't care. I don't give a shit about like, because saying I don't give a shit about you is mean, right? But it's kind of true because it's like you have to be self-satisfied with this stuff. You can't make shit for other people all the time. You gotta make shit for yourself. And especially because I'm not making any money and I'm not getting any traction besides making off of stupid ass memes, which I like them, but they're stupid ass memes. Like, what does it matter? I don't care. To be frank, to be honest, I don't give a shit. Like, if you tell me right now, like, oh, it's just awful, I don't care. To be honest, like, because what's it gonna matter? Who gives a shit? That's my thing about Twitter. None of the shit matters. None of this online shit matters. Who cares? Who cares? No, I don't care. I don't care. I don't. What's the point of it? What's the point of any of it? Like, if I go on, like, okay, like, I see stuff like, okay, I see stuff about like fighting games. I love fighting games. I care about that, all this like drama shit, don't care about that. That's my difference. You have stuff you care about and stuff you don't. Like, okay, whatever stupid ass political things happening here. Okay, will it affect my life? Will it improve my life? No. Then I don't care. Oh, drama shit? Well, is the person hurt? No. Is the other person an asshole? No, this is a misunderstanding. Well, I don't care. Or even if that's the case, I don't. Even if if they are asshole, I don't care. I've never even heard of them anyway. Like, no, all that shit matters. It never matters, and it's like we don't understand. Like, it doesn't matter. People just like are so integrated in shit. That's why I'm like, the eternally online person is like it's such an unhealthy mindset, because it's like you get unraveled in this thing that shit doesn't matter. This shit does not matter. You have nothing to look forward to. Like, I feel like that's the whole generation. We've been such a dark place in like human history, right? That we have nothing to look forward to. We have no hope. We're just like trying to like escape. It's like how in those dystopian like novels or whatever, like in Blade Runner, right? The newer Blade Runner, where he has like these like wife simulation or whatever. Like, mark my words, there'd be a ton of people who just like because I would do it, to be honest. Like, if I could have a simulation of a perfect relationship, then yeah, I'd do it. Like, that's like, I'm pathetic enough to admit that. Maybe that's relatable. Yeah, I could admit that, because I don't give a shit. I'm honest with myself, But anyway, shit. What was I talking about? None of this online shit matters. It doesn't. And once you realize that, you kind of like it kind of, you get free in a way. I used to be like afraid, like, oh man, what if I get canceled on Twitter? Oh no, oh boo, fucking who? Who gives a shit? Like, why am I gonna give a shit? Because if I don't give a shit what 14-year-olds say about me in real life. Why do I give a shit about what 14-year-olds say of me in virtual fake life? Like, who gives a shit? I don't. That's why keeping like yourself away from this online shit is like important. You know, making stuff you care about is important because you're impressing people that don't care about you ultimately. People that only want you as a piece of meat in the YouTube wildlands. You're a deer for the content lions. Doesn't matter. I want to matter. YouTube's everything online is making it hard for me to matter. And on myself is making it hard for me to matter because I don't work enough on making this stuff happen. And I try, but it's just not working. And I want it to work so bad because that's all I care about. That's all that matters to me. Because, like I said before, who cares if you have 1 million subscribers and you make the most boring shit of all time? No one cares about you as a creator. You're not creative. You're just making shit, feeding the content machine. And if you go and you leave forever, no one will care. And that's what I just like terrified of. Even if it's a one shot, like even if like one time I get something that like, like even if I make something, I just want to make something that's good. That's really the gist of it. And I know I'm rambling. I don't really care. I always upload like videos that are like extremely long sometimes and just gotta talk my shit out, because that's what matters to me, That's the like thing, like I feel like I'm at a crossroads in my life where I'm trying to figure out myself. We're always trying to figure out yourself, but I feel like I'm at a point where I'm trying to figure myself out, and I don't want. I know that my ultimate goal in this life is just to matter to somebody. Like if it's only like one person, like if I just want to like matter to somebody and make somebody happy, and like obviously I like have people that are like happy that I'm there and happy that I like exist. I'm glad and I love those people immensely because those are like the people that really matter in life, Because fuck people who like don't care about you either way. Or fuck people that actively hate you. Like, it's whatever, It's whatever at the end of the day. But to all people who, like, really, like, vibe with me and, like, I mean, people who don't care about you either way because you just don't, like, you just don't vibe in a way. It's, like, fine, It's fine. But people who, like, people will just step over, like, your dead body, Like, literally, people would do that. Some people would do that. Like, fuck those people, They're just, like, don't give a shit about you. But yeah, the people I do fuck with, people I do vibe with, I appreciate you. I might not show it all the time. You're probably not watching this video, but I appreciate you. Sometimes it doesn't feel like a very in-depth relationship, right? Or just like two pieces of paper in the wind sometimes. But I do appreciate you because, you're there. At the very least, I can talk at you. I could just go on forever and ever. Plus, I need to talk my shit out. I'm not editing this shit. Because why? I don't even know what I'm going to put over that. I'm probably going to put anything over this. Like, shit, man. This one, man, I just like, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the ingenuineness of the online shit. I'm sick of this fake dance that we put on. I'm sick of the stupid ass hoops we jump through for popularity. I'm sick of the weird, like, subconscious rules we have to follow. I'm sick of it. And I know that you have to do this stuff because that's what you have to do. Oh, you gotta do it to be popular. Oh, you gotta do SEO shit. Oh, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. It's like, but at some point I'm like, what does it matter? Why should I care? It doesn't really matter. Why? I don't care. To be honest. I because oh my god. And I'm like, man, I'm just like, shit, man. I don't give a shit. Okay, like, you know what? Hideo Kojima. Hideo Kojima. I'm not the biggest Metal Gear Solid fan, which is kind of like weird because, like I love Snatcher. It's one of my favorite games, but I never could get in the Metal Gear Solid gameplay wise besides 5. Cause I always get stuck at a part with 2 and 1. I haven't tried 4. 3 was pretty good. I think I finished 3 on the Vita, but yeah. Um, I have this like, it's basically this fetishistic like weird like obsession with like the auteur. I think at a certain point when you're like a creative, you have this kind of fetishistic like obsession with the auteur, right? Because you're like, man, what if I can make everything that I wanted to and it came out perfect and everyone loved it? Because that's what life is. Like, no, it doesn't come out perfect. But sometimes you kind of wish it did. You kind of wish everything you made, like of course, like Kojima started out with Penguin Adventure and then he moved on to Metal Gear 1. But then he made Metal Gear 2 and he never stopped making good shit from there, right? Like, maybe some games are debatable, but yeah, generally no. Just because he just studied up and he like put the work in, and his team did. Shout out to the team. Like no one thinks about the team behind the games, but besides the director. But I mean like I don't know. I don't have like the staff list here, but I just want to make sure that people remember they exist. Because sometimes you just do. You just kind of like forget they exist. Sometimes you forget that other people worked on it besides the one dude. Sometimes only one dude works on it, and it's like that's incredible. Like the Stardew Valley shit, where it's like generally, or like Undertale, where it's like only like 2 people or 3 people who like work on most of it, and then like maybe another person comes in and contribute or whatever. It's like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to stop talking because I think talking makes you feel good. It makes you like talk this shit out. Because I know I'm gonna post this, and someone's gonna listen to it, and like someone's gonna be like, man, this is shit, or man, like, cause like anyone who's like gonna click on this video is like stop, and they don't like vibe with it, they're gonna stop in the first few seconds, and anyone who's listening this long is gonna like just like at this. I feel like if you listen to 440 minutes, you're like catching on to every word, like like there's some people that I don't know if I'm like. I wish I could like be like one of the best talkers, like people catch on to every word I say, and like they're like listening in depth and saying, man, this shit is crazy. This shit's fire. I wish it could be that way, I'm just not that kind of person, man. I'm just dissatisfied with everything. What am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm not happy about it. I'm putting all this time and effort into shit, and it's not making me happy sometimes, and it's not making the audience happy sometimes. And I know I'm like about compromise, but I also want to have someone to watch the shit I make. Somebody. And someone say, give me the clearance and say, that was pretty good. I liked it. Because I'm not depending on someone else's word, I won't like die over it or anything, but I really want someone to say, that's good. Because positive comments, or any comments at all really, like even like I don't think anyone's like been critical in like, in a respectful way, where they have like constructive criticism, like a genuine like want for me to improve. Yet, well, some people have, but I mean, like, like not in the, yeah, any comments about it, because like at least when someone tells you about something that you've made and says this about it, that means you have something to work off of and say, okay, people like that, or people vibe with that, and then you could have a reason to put more time and effort into something. Most of the time, I'm just working out this stuff because I have this like weird drive for it, and it's not really based on demand or anything. It's not based on anything. It's just based on I want to make this thing, and I could work off of that for so long but I don't know if I can work off that anymore. I'm not sure if I can. I need, like, that's why I made the Discord. I want someone to talk to. Genuinely. I'm lonely. I can say that. I feel like that's one of the things I don't like about, like, online shit. People hide their negative emotions a lot. People just don't want to be negative sometimes. And some people are always negative. There's no in between. There's no in between. You know? Oh my god. There's no in between. There's like, I feel like there's some in between, but like there's always just like this weird like fascination with like, not fascination. There's like this weird it's being like one thing. You know, you can't be. Oh man, I'm always like happy all the time. You can't be yourself. That's my whole thing. I always go back to the same points. I'm rambling at this point. I'm being repetitive. I'm repetitious. Like if I wanted to make a tight video, I'd script this. It'd probably be done in 5 minutes. You know, I'm not the best writer, but I can make it concise. And I'm just rambling because it just makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I'm talking to somebody. You know, I'm lonely. I'm lonely. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes you feel that way, and it's nice to feel that way. Some not nice too, but it's like it's fine to feel that way. It's fine that your emotions feel like that, because other people feel like that, and you don't think about it too much. You're like, man, I feel like shit right now, but you don't think about like because other people don't feel like shit in public, and when they do feel like shit in public, sometimes it's like really like absurdly like, oh man, I feel like shit. And you like announce it to everybody. Like, that doesn't feel right. You're not, that's not how I feel. I feel shit. I feel like shit and quiet. That's not me, you know? But yeah, I feel like shit sometimes. I feel like shit. Do I feel like shit right now? I don't know. I feel if I'm talking this much, I must feel like shit. That's how I know. That's how I have to like check in with myself. I have to check in with myself because I'm like, I don't know how I'm feeling. I have to say, am I feeling okay right now? Sometimes you have to say that and you're like, man, I do feel okay, you know? I checked in with myself and I'm like, okay, I feel fine, you know? And that's good, you know, feeling fine is good. I just want to keep talking. I want to keep talking forever. I don't want to stop talking because if I stop talking, that means I have to go and think about stuff and go and do things. That means I have to go and edit this video or just like wait for it to render. And I don't feel like doing that shit. I want to go watch a movie after I finish this. If you're listening this long, I'm sorry. I appreciate you and I'm sorry. Because none of it matters. I don't matter. You don't matter? I don't know. Maybe you matter. Maybe you're a cancer researcher. I wanna have. What are the chances of my like one of my fans or one of my people that like vibe with my shit are really like important like researcher or something like okay not like like cancer researchers aren't inherently important. Like we like to say they are, but they're not inherently important because even like but they are important in a way, but they're not inherent. Like if they don't do shit and they're just like not working, then even if you're a cancer researcher, like you're not important because you're not contributing to the whole thing. But if you are working, you are constantly trying to like help the cause of sorts, then you are important. You are doing things. But I don't think like your importance should be dictated by like your work ethic, but I can't call you important if you're not doing shit. You know what I mean? Like you just have the tag of saying, you know, of saying like, oh, I do important thing, but you're not actually doing the important thing. You know what I mean? Like it's like saying aspiring filmmaker, and you haven't made a single thing. You know, like you want the title, but you don't want to put in the effort. I want to put in the effort. Can I put in the effort? That's really the question I have. I feel like that's it. I feel like I don't know what I should title this video. No matter what I title it, it won't matter. I don't care. I don't care what it does. Because the next video is probably going to be a meme anyway. Or some dumb shit. As many good ideas as I had, as many scripts as I've written, just the thought of making a new video and having to edit it kind of scares me, because I'm like, shit, I don't feel like doing that shit. Because making the good videos takes a lot of time and a lot of effort. And when I put effort into something, a lot of effort, it never gets reciprocated. And that's probably my fault for not doing the SEO shit. But like I mentioned earlier, I don't care about that shit. But it's like, I have to. I want people to watch it. It's like it's a cycle, you know? And I want to matter. I want to feel satisfied. I want to do things that matter. I want to be. I want to exist. I want to love my content that I make for all the people that I make it for. I want to find who I want to make it for. I want to make it for somebody. I want to only make it for them, but I want to make somebody happy. I don't want them to depend on me, but I want to make them happy. I want, what do I want? I don't know what I want. I don't know what I want, but I want to change. I want to change here. I don't think what I'm doing is working. I think that something needs to change. I think I need to change something somewhat. I feel like everything in life changes eventually, and I feel like I could hop on that change early, so I'm ahead of the train at least. Because I have nothing to lose at this point. Because I can't build up an audience making nothing, making vapid and fucking like all the online friends I've made have been through streaming and stuff and Twitch. So I know that YouTube is not doing shit for me either way. Like maybe like a couple people maybe come for the channel. That's it. That's it. That's it. And I want that to change, but I doubt it will, because YouTube is just built on content, built on the shoes of Minecraft videos and video essays that make you feel smart, but they ultimately add no analysis or, depth to the piece of content that they're analyzing. And no one reviews music beside Fantano, and that pisses me off, because as much as I like Fantano, I've subscribed to like all the music reviewers beside Fantano, and they all try to do the Fantano thing, and the people who don't do the video essay thing. I don't know if there's any other way to do music reviews, but it's obviously not working. I don't know, and the people who do the video essay thing are not doing it very often anymore. So I need something different. But the thing about Fantano's like format is that it works, and it like is quick to produce relatively. Like you write the thing and then you just say the thing, and then you have the green screen there. I kind of want that. I want a format that could be easy to produce, and also makes me feel satisfied. I want to feel satisfied. I want to feel something. I want to exist. What do I feel? I don't know how I feel. I said how I feel this entire time. I don't know how I feel. It doesn't matter how I feel. I'm just a content creator. I just make shit. I just make bullshit. I am bullshit. Fuck me. I don't care. I don't care anymore. Who cares? No one cares about me. I mean, it's the people care about me, but do they care? I don't know if they care. Does it matter? Does anything matter? None of this shit matters. Fuck it. Fuck it. I'm done.